Hi guys, so now I'm gonna talk about HTTP service. In the previous video, I have talked about how to create a custom service and how to use that service in various components. Like I'm using the same code from the previous video. And as you can see that I have this service that I created, and in this service I have this object and I have this function, and I'm using this data in my app.component.ts file and the product component. But right now what if I want to fetch the data from external source? Like I want to fetch the timeline data of Facebook or a Twitter. I can call a specific API and fetch the data in JSON format. So I have created local data in JSON format. As you can see in my project directory, I have created this data folder in my source folder. Okay, and you can create this file, and inside this data I have created this students.json file, and inside this file I have created an array of objects. Started with an array, and this is an individual object. Make sure you already know that how to write a JSON format data. This is the key, and this is the value of this key. Key should be in double quotes, and value if it is integer it can be without double quotes. So let's come back and fetch our data from this student.json file. So right now what I need to do is, first of all, let me confirm that in the app.module.ts file we should be importing this module, HTTP module, from this library. Make sure in your file this has been imported, and once this has been imported we need to add it in imports array. Okay, this has been added right here. Okay, so once this is verified, let's come back to our my-data.service.ts, and now I need to import the HTTP service within this service. So HTTP, and this is from at angular/http. Okay, and inside my data service I need to define a constructor to create a variable for this HTTP. So I will write constructor, and as a parameter of this constructor I will write private HTTP and HTTP. So I have sent out this property value to this constructor, and I'll be using this variable to create or call any specific function of this service. So inside this constructor, actually outside this constructor I need to create a function, and I'm going to create a function and name it fetch data. And inside this function I need to call this file, hit the URL of this file, and fetch the data in JSON format. So in order to fetch the data of students.json, I need to use this variable. So in order to use it I will write this dot http dot, and we can see that we have all specific functions for working with our services. We have our get call, we have our post call. If we want to post any specific data or send out any specific data to a specific server, we can use the post. We can update any specific data using this put. But right now we want to fetch data, and for fetching data we need to call this get function. So I will write get, and within the single quotes, or we can write double quotes, I need to write the path of this students.json file, and I will start with this source directory, and within the source I have the data folder, and inside it I have students.json file. So I will write src/data/students.json. Okay, and after that I need to write a function, and that is called subscribe. because once the data has been fetched, I need to subscribe with the data if I want to show it inside our view or log it in my console. So I will write subscribe, and within the subscribe I will write data console.log data. Okay, and this URL is going to hit and it's going to return me this data, and after that I am printing out that data in my console. So let's save this file, and I will go back to my app.component.ts. In the previous video I did all this. I have imported that service, created a variable for that service using this path, and I have created this variable, and inside ng on init I can access this service and access all the functions and data of this service. So inside my ng on init I'm going to comment previous lines. So I will write this dot new service dot, and we can see that we can access functions which are written inside the service. So I define fetch data. So from this component I am calling that function which is written in my service, and when this is going to be called, it's going to get the data from this URL and print out that data in my console. So let's save this file. Let's save this file as well, and let's go back to our browser. And as I saved this file, it reload all the project, and we can see that we have got the response in this format, but we want to fetch the data in our JSON format, so that if we want to print that data in a specific view, if we want to apply ng repeat, we can do it. So in order to fetch the data in the JSON format, we want to do one more thing in our service. So before subscribe I can write dot map, and within the brackets of this map it's going to return me a response, and that response needs to return JSON. So dot JSON, and it has to return me. Okay, so it's giving me an error that map does not exist. Actually I need to import this map explicitly. So I will write import rxjs slash add slash operator slash map. So let's save this file, and you can see that the error has gone, and this map is going to return me a JSON format. Once it's going to return me a JSON format, this subscribe is gonna know that I need to print out this data in JSON format. Okay, I need to map this data in JSON format. So let's save this file and let's go back to our browser, and you can see that as I logged my output in my console window, it has returned me 3 objects because I defined 3 objects in my students.json file. So this is my first object, this is second, and this is third. So this is how we can get the data and hit any specific URL. Right now I have just hit a path of a file which is in the same project, but if we want to hit any online call, Facebook provide different API calls, Twitter provide different API calls, Google provide different API calls, and bunch of other sites, we can simply write the URL of that file right here within the single quotes, and that is going to return us specific data. That was a basic introduction of HTTP. Next I'll be talking about how to connect with the Firebase, and that will be more interesting. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe my channel and like this video as well.